Yeah, I love it when a plan comes together. Excellent, there we go, fantastic. Under here? Brilliant. So, ladies and gentlemen, from one bard to another. He was the Bard of Bath. I've never been a bard except from the racehorse, and then they let me back in because they changed it to the Black Prince. What do we think about the name change, ladies and gentlemen? Black Prince? Right, I'm going to do a thing. It really annoyed Kenny, but he's not in charge, he's in charge of the gigs. I want you to give a cheer for the name Racehorse. How about a cheer for the Black Prince? That's equal with a tone of no. What about the Black Horse? Too much like a bank. What do we think of bankers? Yes, indeed. So, from one bard to another, that was Ash Mandrake, he was wonderful. The next lady is wonderful as well. She has no double-headed axe, and she has no axe to grind. She merely has a tongue to weave words around your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage someone from another town, Vanessa, the Bard of Stony, Stratford. Yes!
Thank you for inviting me to your Bardic picnic. I understand that there's a theme for the Bardic contestants, which is a theme of unity. So I've got a few poems on that theme and a few poems on the theme of just generally being bard. And I'm sure the Bardic contestants are bricking themselves. I was in this position a year ago. I'd like to tell them it gets better, that you don't get nervous once you're bard, but that would be lying. It gets worse actually, because then there's expectation on you. But one thing a bard needs to be able to do is to judge the audience. And I'm looking at you guys, and I think you look like you're a Shakespearean lot. I think you like Shakespeare. Yeah. So I've got something that's sort of Shakespearean. It's my my little tribute to Shakespeare. Start you off with this one. But I'm not bitter, and Justin said I've got no axe to grind. This may belie that. Shall I compare thee to a drunken git? Thou art more sneaky and more inebriate. Rough tarts did shake your wedding vows, you shit, and your promises were quickly out of date. One time you said you would be ever true, and often I'd believe you hadn't sinned. But every time you showed your real hue, my heart it broke, my love just further dimmed. But in the end it wasn't me who paid, nor lost possession of that house in Stony. Our friends are mine now, since you last betrayed, and it is you that will be old and lonely. So long, you faithless swine, you lying rat, I shall compare thee to a cheating twat. Thank you. So I said I would do something on theme, that theme being unity, and I couldn't think of anything. So as I often do, I write out the word, and the word unity kind of looks like that. So here's my poem on the theme of unity, if I can juggle things. There's an I in unity. There's an I and there's a you. It also ends in Y, as many human questions do. So why can't the I and the you unite? What end stands in between? Why does the tie not bind us on this globe of blue and green? Is the N for new because we don't like change? Or does it stand for narrow mind? Is the N for not in my backyard, or no to humankind? For it's the kindness humans show that keeps us all as one. So let's add U and Y and bind the tie, and then unity is the sum. Thank you. Okay, Okay, still on the theme. This is called United We Fall. The same burst of stardust made us all. The same hot sun holds us all in thrall. Baked us in the oven of creation and coloured our skin. Governs the planet on which we spin. Some hide behind a burqa. Some behind a two-faced smile. Some find God in a cosmic event. Some find God in the smile of a child. But as in the beginning, so the end. Together, regardless as foe or friend. In the end, what good will the fighting have been as the sun goes down on our final scene? As the unimportant is sucked away, flung back to the void on our final day, as we turn to each other, stripped bare on that plain, we'll finally see we are all the same. So regardless of today's divisive calls, of hate-mortared bricks in fear-fashioned walls, at the end of days, it's united we'll fall. Thank you. So another serious subject now, internet dating. I went on the internet to find a date. I'd not had much luck in finding a mate. I'd looked in the pubs and the clubs and the bars, found some under stones, but they were not rock stars. I'd tried my friends' brothers and cousins and dads, some frankly awful, some barely lawful, but now I was really getting a crawful. So decided the time had come for assistance to try professionalism instead of persistence. The website declared it used science to match and promised my stature was no bar to a catch. They wrote me a profile estate agents would envy, said, we'll get you hundreds of dates and you'll then see that paying us all of this money's no waste. We'll find you a partner of similar taste. So, after I'd tried a bore and a snob, moved on through a cheater, a rake and a knob, a serial killer, a thief and a liar, one for whom foreplay meant shout aim before fire. The one who thought going all night was inspiring, the other for whom a kiss was too tiring. The snorer, the belcher, the scratcher and picker, the string-vested, non-washing, crude bogey flicker, the man who was perfect but found I was not, the one who said he would call but forgot. I finally found the man of my dreams, who understands poetry and eats custard creams, a man who can talk and can share what he feels, who isn't afraid of what sharing reveals, who likes holding hands and walks in the rain, a guy who'll watch Twilight again and again. So thanks, Match.com, you've really excelled. It's all down to you that life finally gelled. I found me a man who's divine through and through. And then I discovered his wife thinks so too. Thank you. That may or may not be a true story. Don't feel too sorry for me. I might have made it up. Or it might be about a friend of mine. So, when you're a child, the beach is something magical, and many of us have wonderful childhood memories of strolling on the beach. That memory was slightly ruined for me in recent times when you realise some children's first taste of a beach is slightly different. This is called the sound of the sea. When I was young, I'd stroll along the dusty beach, hearing love-struck mermaids singing each to each. And I'd hum Seasons in the Sun to starfish I could reach, and I'd wave at the smiling moon. I'd hold a shell up to my ear and hear the poetry of the sea, and imagine the waves whispered just to me, a siren call to set me free, and join my voice in the whale song's tune. Now again I bend and lift a shell, but all I hear is the sound of living hell, as storm-tossed boats are bucked upon the swell, and soul-ripped mothers cry and swoon. the starfish now that curls upon the sand. On closer look is a tiny wave-washed hand, a lifeless child welcomed to a loveless land, where to compassion we're immune. So I no longer walk along the bay. I'm ashamed at what the seashells say. I'm burned by the acid in the tear-filled spray, and I weep at the smiling moon. Thank you. So as I said, I entered the Bardic competition in Stony, Stratford last year, and there are lots of good things about being Bard, but lots of bad ones, and this is, a few bad ones. This is about that. I've changed my mind, I don't want to be Bard. Rhyming to order is much too hard. Coming up with poems just isn't that easy. The fear of failure is making me queasy. Writing a poem about some topic, a lifeboat, a writer, a saintly biopic, perhaps some verses about our town, or some royal chappie of great renown. Need it by Thursday, it's a charity gig. Make it a good one, the event will be big. Well, I tell you people, I just can't do it. Becoming Bard, I certainly rue it. Performing poetry for your listening pleasure is bleeding me dry, I can't stand the pressure. And you know, the worst bit, why it's really mean. I've been told that the Bard has to keep it clean. Thank you. Bullshit, did someone say. Excellent, which leads me nicely on to my next poem, which is not clean, for various reasons. It's called The Lament of the Bored Housewife. You don't notice the dirt on the dining room chairs. You don't see the extent of the dust on the dresser. You don't register the grime on the skirting boards. No, it's not until you are sprawling naked and face down over the edge of the dining table that you notice these things. The thwack, suck noise of flesh on cherry wood reminds you must buy a new plunger for the downstairs loo. This is not how my mother taught me to lay the table. Dinner, fork, salad, fork. Working from the outside in, counting the tines. How many times a night? You boast that you can go all night. I wish that you would go all night. But I mind my manners, don't talk with my mouth full. Just turn my attention from the dust on the shelves to the cobwebs swinging from the chandeliers. Thank you. Is that me done? I'm going to do one more then, because nobody told me not to. But you might regret it. Okay, this is a poem that I did for the first round of the Bardic trials. So one of the things about entering for Bard is you think, oh my god, what shall I do? Shall I do something funny, something serious? Do I show them just how good I am with words? And it's a real problem. So as I was agonising about what to do, I thought, right, I'll write a poem about agonising what to do. And here it is. It's called Tell Me If I'm Trying Too Bard. I'm here to move you with my words. They are my weapon of choice. I need to wield them, aim at you, dispatch them with my voice. But you are a moving target, a sea of separate tides. What one of you applauds me for, perhaps another one derides. Should I go for pathos, or should I try and make you laugh? Perhaps regale you with the bitter tales of life with the ex-other half. And how long should I speak for? What's your attention span? I need to keep you all engaged, entertain you if I can. I've built up quite a repertoire, some funny after a fashion. I've sung you songs of labia, of chocolate and of passion, of saggy breasts and facial hair, accidental urinations, of dating on the internet, and shady assignation. And other times I've changed my tune and sung a sadder song of everything that weighs me down, of all that seems so wrong. Poems of frightened children or illness and of death, trying to reach inside your soul and make you catch your breath. I've learned from other poets here who helped me hone my craft, drinking in their liquid lines, talent by the draught. I've listened to the craftsman, glimpsed the poet I yearn to be, felt the torment and the pleasure of how the pen can set you free. I've tried to build a cage of words, to capture imagination, to weave a verbal carpet ride, fueled by inspiration. I want you to see what I have seen, evoking sounds and sights, bring you tastes of other lands, exotic days and nights. So may I paint for you an eastern sky, as silver brushstrokes stain the dark. May I sketch the palm tree's silhouette against the desert stark. Will you let me take you beneath the waves to the wonders I have seen, where the mantas dance in the shallow blue and the merfolk glide in green, where the waters steal the sun's bright shades and wash the colours with salted sighs, till the ocean sinks beneath itself, down to where the shipwreck lies. Or maybe a Shakespearean sonnet is the way that I'll be barred. Iambic, schmambic, rhyming couplets, it's really not that hard. Shall you compare me to the other guys? I am more flippant and less tuneful. Rough fingers pluck the F string, earn your sighs, and give you joyous music by the spoonful. Sometime do hot, the eye of ego shines, and poets wax too lyrical for too long. And poetry as an art form now declines. Audience do prefer a cheery song. But perhaps I need to be more current. Are my rhymes too middle-aged? Predictable in rhythm, boring and too staged. Perhaps that staid pentameter makes me feel a fool. Perhaps I should include profanity to make me sound more effing cool. I think I need to be more street, yes, that's the way to go. A bit more real and trendy. I'll try it right now. So, I want to make you cry, my words to wring you dry. I got the need to vent, stab you with my intent, fix your feet in my words cement, and toss you in the river when I am spent, drown you with the words I meant. No, that doesn't work, it's just not me. But what's a girl to do? Oh, sod it all, it's just no good. I wouldn't vote for that, would you? Thank you very much.